Have you ever met people with depression? Or have you ever heard what people with depression say, such as, just leave me alone, I want to be alone, or it's all my fault, I don't deserve anything? Well, based on what I learned before, there are various symptoms of depression. For example, loss of interest, lack of energy, can concentrate, keep thinking about suicide, decrease in appetite, and others. And if you have at least 5 of those symptoms, you might be depressed. Ladies and gentlemen, before going any further, there is a saying that if you don't know, then you don't love. So let me introduce myself. I'm Reynaldi Christian, the representative from St. Borromeus School of Health Sciences. What exactly is depression? Have you ever said something as, I'm so depressed right now, or I was so depressed earlier? Well, let me tell you that depression lasts for a long time, for at least 2 weeks or even more. Megan Sinek, who is a social activist that talks about the truth of teen depression at Beacon Street Conference, stated that depression is not the emotion of sadness. Sadness is just an emotion that comes and goes just as happiness does. But depression is persistent. It doesn't just come and go, it's there. It affects your daily routine, your behavior, and your personality. Large number of people don't realize how dangerous depression is. World Health Organization say that depression is a common illness. And guess what? This common illness at its worst can lead to suicide. Numerous people assume that people with depression are ungrateful and faithless. But it's not the case. I used to have an opinion in such a way, but it's completely fallacious when I suffer depression myself. Depression is a particularly grave condition that negatively affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. In Indonesia, around 9 million people suffer from depression. About 19% of Indonesian youth aged between 15 to 24 years have had suicidal thoughts, and about 45% of them haven't made it to the self-harm. I used to be one of those people who did self-harm. I had to live with depression for approximately 2 years of my high school life. It was really tough years. I had many scars on my wrists and my thigh, even on my cheeks. At first, I thought that nobody cares about why I suffer. Nobody will understand the way I feel. But I was wrong. When school was over, my friend asked me to play with them for almost every single day. I was really curious why, until one day I asked one of them, "Why do you keep asking me to go with you?" He said, "I don't want you to keep hurting yourself." It was my life-changing moment. I finally realized that I'm not alone. I've always had friends around me. What I'm trying to say here, if you're struggling with something, or if you feel like you are in a really hard condition, try to open up to your friends, to your parents, or anyone you want to share your stories with. Speak openly to those you trust, and let them reassure you. I'm telling you, if you're out there and you're dealing with depression, turn the energy that you have towards hatred for this awful thing into the energy for change. It's perfectly okay to feel sad, angry, annoyed, frustrated, but you don't have to struggle in silence. Open up to people around you. It doesn't make you rude, it makes you human. I know it's easy for you to turn your back on your fear, on your depression, but it's really hard to face them. But if you don't give it a try, you wouldn't know what God's plans waiting for you out there. Remember that there is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. Together, we can overcome depression. Thank you.